All right, let's dive into this intriguing panel, shall we? We're greeted by a striking image of a metallic, almost skeletal figure being surrounded by others. On the left, a hand clad in a vibrant red and gold sleeve gently caresses the figure's face. To the side, another purple hand extends, its fingers crackling with raw electric energy as it touches the figure's claws. The central figure's metallic skin is like mercury, with subtle facial features showing through its smooth surface. In the background, we see a figure in a dark, almost ninja-like suit, their swords readied, and next to them, a woman in a cool blue outfit, complete with a skull-adorned belt, has guns in both hands. Then, a clawed hand with golden accents reaches out towards the metallic figure, completing the circle of characters in this ominous scene. Okay, things are getting intense. The scene opens with a caption, 6 months from now, immediately pulling us into the future. We see a woman, her blue skin marred by splashes of blood, her red hair in disarray. She stands with a determined but somewhat desperate look in her yellow eyes. She's in a white outfit with the skulls at her waist and is standing in front of a metal door frame, dripping blood. She's in a metallic room with a door at the end of a narrow hall, a door glowing with a cool blue light. There are floating captions around her. The first, "You don't need to think about it, Raven. Don't question yourself. This is your destiny." Then another, "This is what you've been working for. This is what has to happen." Following these captions, we see a close-up on a hand reaching out to a metal bar as a caption bubbles, "So you just go ahead and walk through that door." The scene shifts dramatically. A caption reads, "Right now," telling us this is in the present. We see a chaotic scene filled with action. A green-suited figure with a chain wraps around a yellow suit and is lunging forward, while nearby, a figure with a bright red helmet leaps into the fray with swords drawn. On the opposite side, a monstrous figure with razor-sharp teeth, claws out, is engaged in battle. Below, another woman with very long fingers is fighting another figure, and there are others fighting in the background. In the second panel, we see a woman in an orange suit in a defensive pose with an energy blast, and a caption reads "Paradise." Then a figure in red is hit with another energy blast, and another woman with long fingers continues her attack. The scene cuts to a close-up panel where a woman with long black hair and blue skin is in shock, pointing to the fight scene above and asks, "Dakin, is that a man with blue hair?" replies, "I think so, Laura." "It has to be." While another figure with blue dreadlocks and a metallic face asks, "Ha." The story rewinds to an hour ago, Nevada. We're overlooking a canyon with a strange, circular facility at the bottom. A group of figures stands on the cliff's edge, observing the sight with varying expressions. A figure in a red helmet points to the facility and says, "That's the place, Paradise. Help us find what we need and you're all free." Another figure replies, "Sounds easy enough, Shargun, like a treasure hunt." A character in a blue suit sits with her arms wrapped around her and says, "What do you think, Neuro? The facility seems abandoned." "No, I agree. It burned down a month ago and it was being stripped clean even then. I can't imagine why anyone would be there now. It's just a husk," another replies. How about you junk? You hear anything? People moving around? Vehicles?" While a character with dread says, "My hearing's no good out in this wind. Too much open space. And all I can smell is that big hunk of charcoal over there. Chemicals, burned wiring, sorry, Shargun." A figure looks at the facility and says, "Are you all right, Endo? I just hate seeing that place. X-23. It's where they made me. They cut me apart and changed me." Another figure is standing with his back turned to us, says, "Nothing is easy, Sabretooth. Ever. Great attitude, Deathstrike." And then another, "All of us, Shargun, Neuro, Junk, Skell. And then they were just going to wait for us to die. I know it's just a place, a dead, empty building, but being close to it again makes me want to throw up." Another in a red and black suit says, "Almost the same thing happened to me. I know how you feel. Once we're done here, we'll burn it again just for fun." The conversation ends with a character saying, "You said this place was abandoned. Might want to rethink that." And a reply of, "Fabulous." We begin with a view inside a vehicle where various characters are seen on monitors. One says, "Forget it, Shargun. This just got too hot." Another replies, "That's the wrecking crew. They may not look it, but they're incredibly heavy hitters." The scene shifts to a group of figures standing in the desert, with one in a red helmet holding a sword. He says their weapons are deadly. Any one of them could go toe-to-toe with Thor. The blue-skinned woman replies, "No, Mystique, you're not." Then the figure in red says, "I agreed to bankroll all of this, even lent you the changeling to get us here, but suicide is another story. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm out." The wrecking crew could be after the same thing we are. I won't let them get to it first. I won't let my people die. And in case you forgot, you have no leverage. If you don't help us, you die too. The scene changes as the man in red says, "All right, this just became a race. We'll split into 3 search teams, go in from different entrances, meet in the middle. It'll be heavy. Whoever finds it, radio in and we'll get it out together. One of my people goes with each team. I don't want any of you out of earshot of the control words, or maybe you could just trust us." Another figure says, "You have personally tried to kill me twice so far." Then a figure with claws replies, "Would you believe I've changed?" and is answered with no. Finally, the scene ends with a figure with a mohawk looking at the man in red and saying, "Let me be clear, Shargan." The tension is palpable as the 2 clawed figures stand face to face. The blonde one says, "This thing we're here for, it's not a prize. It will be treated with respect or you will deal with me." He clenches his hand tightly. The mohawked one responds angrily, "Hey, Dakin, we get it. No one's gonna, don't mark me, killer," he yells. "I wasn't," the blonde figure replies. Then another figure with long black hair speaks, "Will you please stop posturing and go? I am literally dying here." Another long-fingered figure replies with, "We all are, every moment." The scene moves to an overhead shot of all the figures at the base of the facility, as one says, and on that cheerful note, and they start to move. We're now inside the ruined facility with debris scattered everywhere. The blonde, clawed figure asks, "You think it's still here?" And then says, "People." The figure in the red helmet replies, "Everything was falling apart at the end, Sabretooth. The Arcadia group was leaving. They'd already salvaged everything they could. Everyone." The blonde figure says, "How about Dakin, huh? I never took him for the emotional type. I thought he hated Logan." The red-helmeted figure replies, "We weren't the only test subjects." We saw another facility later in the Gulf of Mexico. Dr. Cornelius was busy. "I've got Argon in my head. You know Argon. He knows you from way back. All he's been saying for the last 20 minutes is that I need to kill you before you kill me." The blonde says, "I'm gonna talk to him." "Maybe." The red-helmeted figure says, "Shut up." "What? What is this, Creed? You don't extend a helping hand," as the blonde helps him up from under some debris. The blonde replies, "Actually, fellas," and then a green-suited figure with a crowbar adds, "We're probably the bad guys." The scene shifts inside the facility with more characters. A blue-suited figure asks, "So, you're Japanese, huh?" The long-fingered woman replies, "I pursued him across time, other worlds, to every corner of the earth. He was my only goal for most of my life. He made me who I am." The blue-suited figure asks, "Did you know this Logan guy? Was he a friend?" and is then answered with, and the figure continues, "So you had a thing for him?" The long-fingered woman replies, "He wasn't into it. Weird, you're gorgeous, even with the claws. Maybe you just pushed too hard. Some guys don't like it when the lady's too intense, and you are definitely int. SHH, stop," she replies. The blue-suited figure continues, just making conversation. "But you want to fight, let's fight. I need to every so often, or these new muscles I got start to poison me. Little tussle would fix me right up." She then asks, "Why are we whispering?" A woman's voice says, "You're an idiot." And then another figure says, "If you want to fight, Skell, fight them." Another replies. A figure wearing a red and white suit says, "I wish he'd told us where to look, pile driver. This will take forever." We then see the character in the orange suit with the helmet responding, "Aha, I didn't much feel like hanging around him any longer than we had to, Bulldozer. Dude's scary. Look on the bright side, though. He's paying us by the hour. Hell, I hope this takes all day." We see the mohawked figure, and the dreadlocked figure asks, "Junk, was everything they made in here like you?" Then a blue and yellow suited figure asks, "Do you think any of these people are still here? Should we look, try to save them?" The mohawked figure says, "We need to focus on the reason we're here. Let's keep moving." The figure in dreads replies, "If you can be more specific, Dakin, I'll know how offended to get. Anyway, I think I'm the only one with the animal stuff. Dr. Cornelius activated a bunch of my junk DNA. I got gills now, so, ain't all bad." The mohawked figure says, "If we do meet the wrecking crew, I'll handle them. You can stay back." "Listen, Laura," the figure in blue and yellow responds with, "I understand that you're on some sort of hero kick right now, and I won't get in your way. It's your life. But I do not need to be coddled. We both know what happened to me." The scene then shifts to a close-up of the mohawked figure with a single word: weak. The scene shows the metallic figure from the first panel, now kneeled amongst the wreckage of the facility with long silver drips forming on his body. The scene is dark and foreboding, with the wreckage in shades of blue. Below, the mohawked figure looks to the dreadlocked one and asks, "Is that?" He responds with, "I think so. It has to be." Then another panel with the dreadlocked figure replying, "Ha, it's almost." Then a final panel showing the dreadlocked figure saying, "Beautiful." We return to the desert landscape where three figures stand. One of the figures asks, "Have you always been able to change shapes, Mystique?" Mystique replies, "Since I was a child." The other figure asks, "How do you keep yourself straight? How do you know that when you change back, you're the same person as when you started?" Mystique answers, "Well," she then adds, "I don't, not for sure. The trick was learning not to care." The other figure replies, "Life is change for everyone. I just feel it more than most. Why are you asking about this, Endo?" She then says, As part of what happened to me down there, I changed too. I didn't always look like this. I was hoping maybe you could." The scene changes to a character in purple with a communicator who says, "Neuro, they KKT." And then, "Shargun, repeat that. You're breaking up." Then another replies, "KKT in trouble." The scene explodes into action with multiple panels of fighting. The figure in the red helmet is battling a green suit, a caption above the red helmet saying, "The crowbar's enchanted. It could break our swords or bend them to knives." He is then thrown back and the green figure replies, "I'm trying." Another panel shows several figures fighting. A voice says, "Coley, focus me." Then a blonde figure yells, "That all you got, slow brother?" Another replies, "No. I was thinking maybe I'll just slow you out, not kill you." Another panel shows a blonde figure being grabbed by a figure in blue, and a voice is saying, "WH." Then we see a blonde figure with a caption that says, "Changed my mind." Another figure says, "You're Sabretooth, right? From what Headcase told me we could come to an arrangement with. We were just hired to look for salvage, plenty for everyone from the ruins of this place." A panel shows the blonde figure getting hit in the face with a wrecking ball with a caption saying, "Smash." The blonde figure says, "This way's good too." Then, "No thanks, I got something else in mind." That's fine," as he is being grabbed again. Another panel with a voice saying, "Ladies first." And then another, "Ain't you sweet?" A figure in an orange suit asks, "Laser tag, are you all right?" Then a woman with long fingers says, "Ha." The mohawked figure is shown holding a structure up as he says, "This is how it ended for him. There are worse deaths, I sup." The scene changes to an overhead shot of the fighting as a figure says, "KZZZK." A new figure enters the scene, speaking aloud, "Sinister." Another figure says, "Yes, thank you, just what I was looking for. Perhaps I should have hired you instead of those lackeys." Then Sinister says, "And this, not what I came for specifically, but it could be almost as useful." Another figure asks, "WH." The panel explodes with violence. Sinister impales the mohawked figure with a flurry of energy while a figure yells, "Arg." The scene cuts to the blue and yellow suited figure yelling, "Dakin," as she slashes Sinister. Sinister replies, "This as well, just for diversity of sample set." And in another panel, Sinister slashes the mohawked figure's face. Splitch. "Arog," is heard. Sinister is shown battling the blue and yellow suited figure saying, "You are less helpful, X-23. The blue and yellow suited figure grunts as they fight. NNNNG. Then Sinister adds, "You're just a clone," as the blue and yellow suited figure is blasted. Sinister says, "You have my gratitude, Dakin," as he holds the metallic figure by the head. Finally, Sinister says, I'll put this to good use. As a red energy begins to grow, the mohawked figure lies on the ground, bloodied with pink tendrils around him and a caption KKKT. Another panel shows him bandaged as he struggles to get up. NNGH. Another figure replies, "He'll be all right, won't he?" I mean, all you guys can heal, that's why we need you. The blue and yellow suited figure replies, "No, you don't understand. He lost it." A final close-up panel shows the mohawked figure as the blue and yellow suited figure says, "His healing factor, it's gone." We end with a full-page image of a character in a black suit with claws as two other figures with claws behind him are in a red glow. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.